All right, these are our notes on molarity. So if you haven't gotten a paper or pen to take notes or open your Cornell notes template, please do that now from Classroom. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so our essential question here is, what is molarity and how is it calculated? So we're going to go through a couple calculations to be able to do molarity, okay? All right, if you're looking for some readings, you can go into your chemistry book, and pages 480 to 482 help you out with definitions of molarity. Remember, we talked about moles as we are in stoichiometry, and now we're going to use it in a solution sense, okay? Remember when we talked about, you did your solutions, and so you had your saturated, which means it couldn't take any more solute, the stuff that you dissolve in it. And then you had your unsaturated, which means you could add more and dissolve it into the liquid. And then you had your supersaturated, which means there's even extra sitting there and it just won't dissolve, okay? And so now what we talk about is a calculation for molarity. So molarity is the number of moles of solute, or what dissolved in 1 liter of solution, which could be water. So like in salt water, of course, a solute is salt, and the solution can be the water. Okay, and it tells us the concentration of the solution. Remember we talked about rates of reaction, and the higher the concentration, the faster the reaction. And so when we say it's a 2 molar solution versus a 1 molar solution, we know the 2 molar solution is in higher concentration and reactions will go faster. So the equation for molarity is molarity equals the moles of solute divided by the liters of solution. For example, if there's 2 moles of sodium chloride in 1 liter of water, it's 2 moles of sodium chloride divided by 1 liter of water equals 2 molarity, okay? And so when we do that, we can set up what I call a triangle. And so molarity is the moles of solute per 1 liter solution. The symbol we use is an uppercase M. For example, we would write 1.0 M in sodium chloride solution, and the molarity equals moles per liter. So when we do these triangles, the moles goes on top, molarity is here, and volume is here. And that's because moles divided by volume equals molarity, okay? And I'll teach you how to use this to make it a little easier. So the given grams or moles is dissolved in liters or milliliters to find molarity. So here's our example. If 3.62 moles of potassium oxide dissolved in water to make a 4.82 liter solution, find the molarity. Okay, so from our triangle, we have 3.62 moles, and the total volume is 4.82. We need to find the molarity. Notice they are here separated by this, so you divide them. So it's 3.62 divided by 4.82 to find the molarity. And it would be, oops, I missed it, 0.751. So 3.62 divided by 4.82 gets you 0.751 molarity. Okay. How about if we start with 6.92 grams of magnesium carbonate are dissolved in water to make a 0.75 liter solution. Now look, right here, we're in grams instead of moles. Remember when we did stoichiometry, to go from grams to moles, you need to use the molar mass. And so we will calculate the molar mass, and it's 84.3 grams of magnesium carbonate per 1 mole. And this is from the periodic table. You'd add 1 magnesium plus 1 carbon plus 3 times the oxygens to get you 84.3. Convert those to moles to get 0.0821 moles, okay? Then it says in here, water to make the 0.75 solution. That is our volume here. You take 0.0821, divide it by 0.75 to get my molarity. If you do that, you will get 0.109 molarity. Okay, so if they give it to you in grams, you must convert it to moles because the top of your triangle needs to be in moles. Let's look at another one. How many milliliters of a 2.17 molarity solution of sodium nitrate solution contains 2.63 grams of sodium nitrate. So notice I have the molarity and I have the grams. So let's look at our triangle. So the first thing we need is to convert 2.63 grams of sodium nitrate into moles, because the top of our triangle is in moles. So the molar mass of sodium nitrate is 85 grams. And that becomes 2.63 divided by 85 gets you 0.0309 moles. The other one that it gives you is 2.17 molarity. Now notice, the one thing it wants to know is milliliters, okay? And so you would take, oops, I shouldn't put that one in. You would take your triangle, and notice you don't have to rearrange the equation, because here in our triangle, if you're filling this out, you would just divide these. So you'd take the moles and you would divide by the molarity. So 0.0309 divided by 2.17 will get you 0.0142 liters. But notice it asks milliliters, so now you convert liters to milliliters. Okay, and 0.025, then 1 liter, there's 1,000, so you multiply it to get the answer of 14.2 milliliters. So pay attention to the units as you're going through molarity. We'll practice this, okay? Let's look at another one. So how many grams of sodium chromate are in 206 milliliters of 0.217 molarity solution? Remember to convert your units first. Remember, molarity is in liters, and they're giving it to in milliliters. So you must convert milliliters to liters first, okay? You can fill in here, this one I filled in first, I guess, 0.217 molarity. Then I converted my milliliters to liters, which will give me 0.206 liters, okay? And then, because they're next to each other, we're going to multiply. Remember, when it was top and bottom, you divide, but when they're next here, you're going to multiply here, and that's why this triangle is nice, to figure out how many moles. So we multiply it to get 0.0447 moles. But the question asks for grams, so now we need to take moles and convert it to grams. We use the molar mass, which was 134, to get 5.99 grams, okay? So this is a bunch of paying attention if you need to convert your units. All right, so those are our molarity notes. We'll practice it more. But now what I want to do is go ahead and highlight any important notes. You're going to make connections to any of your notes in the left-hand column, write any questions you may have in the left-hand column, and then use your highlights, connections, and questions for your summary. Make sure you write a 3 to 5 sentence summary before turning them in. If you have any questions, please let me know.